Hey there bunny fans, this is Fiona here, the bunny coach, and this is Moose. So today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of vaccinating your rabbit. It's quite a new thing in some countries to have the vaccinations available. I know it's only in the last year or so that they've been available in America, and they've been very slow to come through. We were in exactly the same position there a couple of years ago in Ireland as well. So the main diseases that you want to vaccinate your rabbits against are Myxomatosis and RHD. RHD comes in two varieties, RHD1 and RHD2. These three are all man-made diseases that were made to control the wild rabbit population in some countries, and it's unfortunately spread across the world to pet rabbits as well. So it's really important that you vaccinate your rabbits against them. You might think because your rabbit is indoors that they're not exposed to these things, but unfortunately they still are, although their risk is lower than a rabbit that lives outdoors. This is because a lot of these diseases can be spread by insects. They can be carried in on your shoes or on your clothes or even car tires. So wherever you're going, you might be exposing yourself to picking up these diseases and unfortunately bringing them back to your rabbit in your own home. All it takes is for you to be walking the dog somewhere in the woods, or for you to go into a pet shop where somebody else has had something like this in their home and then they have walked to the pet shop before you, or for an insect to carry it in from a wild rabbit in a field, and then you have got it in your house, unfortunately. Myxomatosis is a really heartbreaking disease. They end up with all these lesions and lumps and bumps all over their faces, and the chances of them being treated successfully are really, really low. It's very painful for them and it's a really horrible disease. RHD 1 and 2 actually attack the internal of your rabbit, and so your rabbit can seem absolutely fine and then just drop dead suddenly within a couple of hours. It causes internal bleeding and sometimes there's no obvious symptoms to it, and you just find your rabbit dead and they were jumping around a few hours beforehand with you. It's really, really shocking and awful. It's really, really sad, and it's really shocking for people when it happens like that so fast. But the good news is that they are preventable, so it's very important to get the vaccinations from your vet. Now, your local vet may not know about the most up-to-date vaccinations for a rabbit, so it's really important that you get hold of a rabbit-savvy vet or do a bit of research online as to what vaccinations are needed for your country. In Ireland, we have a 3-in-1 which covers all three diseases altogether, and it's given annually. So this is really handy because you can just do it once a year and that's it. But they can come in different combinations. Sometimes Myxomatosis and the RHD1 come together because they were around first, and then the RHD2 could be a second shot that you might need for your rabbit as well. So my advice is to always vaccinate your rabbit against these diseases because it's just so upsetting when they can die so suddenly like that, or suffer really horribly from the myxomatosis, and it's avoidable if you can get the vaccinations. If you are having trouble getting the vaccinations, do ask your vet to get them in for you. One of the main supply problems that we were having in Ireland was with the RHD2. We had the myxomatosis and the RHD1 for a while, but the RHD2 was a bit slower to come in, and that was because it was only available in 50 vial doses, which meant that they had to give all 50 doses within something like 5 hours. Once the vial was actually open, it went off within a few hours. So the vets used to have to schedule clinics to get lots of rabbits all in one go vaccinated, and if they didn't get enough rabbits in, then they didn't do it because it wasn't worth the cost of opening the vial and not using it all. It is, however, now available in single vial doses, which means they can just give it to your rabbit whenever you're in the vet surgery. So hopefully that will be the case in other countries soon as well. Places like the UK are far ahead of us. They already had that a good while before we did. Places like the States can be a little bit slower with it because the RHD2 has only now spread to America. So now they're trying to get the vaccinations in to catch up with the rabbits that are suffering from it. So I hope that helps. Definitely ask your vet about it. Ask around online on the Facebook groups, because somebody in your local area will know what's available and where and what your rabbit should have. But definitely find out what it is that you can get for your rabbit to give them the best protection possible. I'll see you guys soon.